Hello, and today we're going to be doing another short live German lesson. This is to help you kind of get started with speaking to native speakers on Skype and talking about where you're from, and then kind of ending the conversation in case there are some communication problems. So I'm going to switch over to my screen for the text here. Okay. And that way you can see it. So I'll read the dialogue first in English, and then I'll read this in German. So thank you to Celine for the translation here. So, okay, so hi, I see that you're from Germany, and I'm learning German. Could you help me? Yes, I'm available now for a few minutes. Would you like to talk on Skype? Sure, I will turn on Skype. What is your Skype ID? Can you send me a contact request message? What is yours? Mine is, okay, I'll send it to you now. Thank you, I just received it. I'll call you now. Okay. So, hi, ich sehe, du kommst aus Deutschland und ich lerne Deutsch. Kannst du mir helfen? Ja, ich habe für ein paar Minuten Zeit. Möchtest du in Skype reden? Klar, ich mache Skype an. Was ist deine Skype ID? Sie ist Kannst du mir eine Kontaktanfrage schicken? Was ist deine ID? Meine ist, ich sende dir jetzt die Anfrage. Danke, ich habe sie gerade bekommen. Ich rufe dich jetzt an. Okay. So we have the verb kommen. Yeah, du kommst aus. So we use aus with a country. So du kommst aus Deutschland. You're from Germany. I'm learning German. So German has just a present simple form. It doesn't have like a ing form like in English here. So ich lerne Deutsch. Kannst du mir helfen? So to help in German uses the dative mir to help me. To help actually kind of like to me, but this is the dative form. And so ich habe für ein paar Minuten Zeit. So I have a few minutes, like a pair of minutes, a couple of minutes. And Zeit is time in German. Möchtest is like a conditional form of like could you or would you, like would you like to, not could, sorry, but would you like to talk on Skype? So, and Klar, yeah, like, yeah, sure, of course. And I will turn Skype on is anmachen, is to turn on. And this, very frequently in German, you have these separable verbs, like anmachen. So you separate them, and the prefix an gets separated and goes at the end of this form. So we have the ich mache, and then you put the object ich mache Skype on. Was ist deine Skype ID? So this Skype ID is a feminine form, and so we're using the like she form, like it, but sie, and we're using the feminine adjective like meine, deine with this. Kannst du is again this can you. And mir, like this dative, it's dative for help, and it's also dative for to send something to someone. So can you send, and the verb, this is very typical in German sentences, the verb goes at the end. So you have this can you to me, a contact request, send. So this kind of, you need to get into this habit of thinking that you have to put the verb at the end of a German sentence or a question. Was ist deine ID? Meine ist, okay, ich sende dir jetzt die Anfrage. So this is kind of a request. So I will send, so if you have mir, you have dir for the to you. And this is, again, a present simple. So we don't have to use like a near future form or like a future form. You just use this present simple, and it's understood that it's kind of near future. So ich sende dir jetzt die Anfrage. Danke, ich habe sie gerade bekommen. So this is like a present perfect. construction, like ich habe sie gerade bekommen. So this request, the message, like I've received it. So bekommen is to receive here. Okay, ich rufe dich jetzt an. So this is similar to anmachen, to turn on. Well, anrufen is to call someone. And this you can see is an accusative form. So, so dich and dir, these are different cases. So German has 4 cases: nominative, accusative, dative, and genitive. And in this conversation, we have the dative, mir, and dir, and we have the accusative dich for that. And we have the nominative with meine, ist, for those ones. Okay. And we will move on to the next part where people are discussing where they are from. Okay, so hi, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Where are you from? I'm from Berlin, but now I live in Munich. And you? I live in New York. Are you originally from New York? No, actually I'm from Chicago. Interesting. How long have you been learning German? Just a few weeks. Your pronunciation is very good for a short period. Thanks. I appreciate that. Okay. So in the German here. Hi, nett dich kennenzulernen. Auch nett dich kennenzulernen. Woher kommst du? Ich komme aus Berlin, aber wohne jetzt in München. Und du? Ich lebe in New York. Kommst du ursprünglich aus New York? Nein, eigentlich komme ich aus Chicago. Interessant. Interessant. Wie lange lernst du schon Deutsch? Schon. Lernst du schon Deutsch? Nur ein paar Wochen. Deine Aussprache ist sehr gut für die kurze Zeit. Danke, das schätze ich. Okay, so saying nice to meet you is this kennenzulernen. And dich, this is the accusative form of you. So to nice to meet you. And likewise, it's nice to meet you too, is this auch. Auch is also auch nett dich kennenzulernen. So this is nice to meet you. And to or make your acquaintance, something like that. Woher kommst du? Woher is this kind of origin of where are you from? Ich komme aus Berlin. So this is where I come from. Ich komme aus Berlin, but wohne jetzt in München. So München is Munich. So there are some spelling changes between some German names of towns or cities and how they're spelled in English. So wohnen is to live, and kommen is to come from. So wohnen and leben, I mean, those are two of you can have 2 synonyms for wohnen and leben. Ich lebe in New York. And for this originally, ursprünglich is aus New York. And to kind of correct that information, use eigentlich. So actually, I'm not from New York, I come from Chicago. And we can ask somebody how long. So wie lange lernst du schon Deutsch? So schon is this how long have you been learning German? Or already kind of how long have you been already learning German? Or basically how long have you been learning German? And just a few weeks. So a pair of weeks, a couple of weeks. So not long, basically. And Aussprache is the pronunciation. And this is feminine. You have deine. Aussprache ist sehr gut für die kurze Zeit. Danke, das schätze ich. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. Okay. And we will move on to this last section here. If there are some communication problems of kind of how to kind of finish that conversation. Can you still hear me? I'm afraid I can't hear you well. Unfortunately, the connection isn't good. I think we will have to end the conversation. Okay, are you available at the same time tomorrow? Yes, I am. I'll send you a text message later today. Okay, bye. Thanks again. Have a good day. Bye. Okay. And here in the German, kannst du mich immer noch hören? Ich fürchte nicht. Ich kann dich nicht gut verstehen. Unglücklicherweise, or leider, ist die Verbindung schlecht. Ich glaube, wir müssen das Gespräch beenden. Okay, hast du morgen zur selben Zeit wieder Zeit? Ja, habe ich. Ich sende dir später heute noch eine Nachricht. Okay, tschüss. Danke nochmal. Hab einen schönen Tag. Tschüss. Okay, so again, we're using kannst, like can you still hear me? So mich, this accusative form, and I'm afraid not. Ich fürchte nicht, and this I can not hear you well. So it's understand, but it can also be used for to hear. And this is unfortunately unglücklich, there unglücklicherweise. So unfortunately, or leider, unfortunately, ist die Verbindung schlecht. So this is bad. So the connection is bad. And I believe, this is glauben, we must end the conversation, Gespräch. So I could ask the person, do you have time tomorrow? So do you have some time at the same time? So selben Zeit, so at the same time, more time, again, a time, so wieder Zeit. And morgen is tomorrow. Sende dir is to send you, and später is to later, and heute is today, and noch is this again. So today, again, a message, Nachricht. And tschüss, this is a very common form to say goodbye, like a friendly goodbye. And nochmal is this kind of again. So noch and nochmal. So once again, thank you. And to wish somebody a nice day, hab einen schönen Tag. So have a nice day and goodbye, bye. So we'll tschüss. Okay. And so I think those are a couple of the main forms that would be on here for these phrases that you could use to start a conversation, to kind of introduce yourself, ask somebody where they're from. And if there are some communication problems, like you can't hear somebody or the connection isn't all that great and you need to kind of end the conversation, you could use some of these phrases and ask if somebody is available at the same time tomorrow and then sending them a message. So I think hopefully you will find some of these phrases useful. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and I'll be happy to kind of redirect those questions to some native speakers so they can help us out explaining these grammatical rules or the vocabulary or the constructions. And once again, thank you to Celine for these translations into German. So I think that'll be a wrap for today. And thank you very much for listening.